Still good on the bumper.
This is my 6.6 liter Duramax LB7. It's a 2004 Silverado, so the last year of the LB7. It's got a dually in the back, if you can see that. It's honestly a pretty nice truck. I did a lot of painting, touching up, placed a whole bunch of stuff underneath. I'll go through a list of it later if anyone's interested. But I was driving the other day, thing cut out. I figured it was just a fueling problem. So I was opening it up, I went to change the fuel filter. While I was changing the fuel filter, I noticed the coolant was empty. It's like, ugh. That's not good. Pulled the dipstick. And if you can see there, that's really not good. As you can see by that, more than likely, you're gonna need a head gasket. I'm gonna dive into it a little bit more, but we gotta start pulling stuff off to kind of diagnose that. Okay, so I've been digging into this a little bit more. You don't really need to see it, but just a quick update here. It's going pretty good. We got a decent amount of part. We got to get the fueling system out of the way, I believe. I'm going to go check online with that to make sure. I ran into a problem getting the clutch fan off, so I had to order this tool here. Rust from the fender I'm going to have to replace because it's bad. I'll show you. I knew she was rough when I was pulling the fender liner. The whole inside tore apart, and so I just tore the whole thing apart. I already ordered a replacement for this side. We'll do that side eventually, but not right now. It's holding together okay, so we'll replace it later on, probably in the spring. Hopefully. It's coming along. Got a pile of parts. And down there, I'm trying to take pictures and mark everything in between, so I haven't really been focusing on filming. But when I get it tore down, we'll show you what's going on. Okay, as you saw in the time lapse there, we're ready to pull the heads off and everything. The only thing you didn't see me pull off in the time lapse was the push rods. Ready? Uh-oh. That's not good. So I actually noticed it last night before I called it quits. And I kind of went and looked it up and everything. And apparently this happens when something on the timing, one of the pins, it shears. So we're going to pull the timing cover. We already had to pull all this stuff off anyway. So really it's not that much more work. The only thing that we got to check is we got to get these heads off. And we got to see if the... if there's any damage to the pistons. If the pistons seem to be fine, then we should just hypothetically be able to fix the pin, get it all, like get the timing back and everything, and then get it all together, hopefully. So we're gonna start pulling everything apart. I'm gonna get the heads off. We'll see if the pistons are damaged, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it's about 3 and a bit hours later, maybe 4. I got the engine tore down a lot more. I got pretty much everything off the top removed, all the gas lines, all the rest of the coolant, the front little plates and everything. Out this extra table to lay stuff down on. Got it all taped up so everything hopefully don't stain the table or anything. This one you already seen, got everything marked out and labeled. You got everything torn down off the top, off the front. We still got these two, whatever this is, I'm not gonna pretend like I know all the names and everything. Gotta get these two guys off down here. Pull that off, get the water pump off, then we gotta get this whole front plate off. And that'll allow us to most likely see that we have a sheared off pin in there. Hopefully we can fix that up. Hopefully there's no damage to the pistons. We got a lot of hopefullys, but I'm gonna hope that I get a good sleep tonight, can get a lot of work done and get back to this in the evening and have lots of time to work on it. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it, but I'll see you okay, got the socket, forgot to film at the store, whoops. But we're gonna pull the exhaust manifold off. We're gonna pull it off with the head, so we're just gonna take the 3 bolts off that are holding it to the rest of the exhaust. Hopefully they come off nice and easy. I think if they break, it's fine. I can just replace them anyway. But fingers crossed. Okay, the last thing I talked about was we were gonna pull the manifold bolts off. Since then, it's been probably about 2 weeks. I was really sick. I got some of the manifold bolts off, went to bed because I wasn't feeling too good, and I got super sick for probably like 10 days. Started feeling better, came back out to work on this, but some of the manifold bolts going down to the exhaust, I could get all of them except for one. There was one left, and the rest took a little while, but we got them, that's how manifold bolts are. But this one, the turbo pipe comes down, and I can't get to the bolt. Like, there's no room. I can only get a wrench on it. There's not enough room to get, to break it. I made 2 different tools trying to get the bolt off. Neither of them worked. I had to buy some more tools. I had to wait on some tools to order. I would spend like half of the day trying to get that, thinking up ideas, trying to get that bolt off, and then I would take some other stuff apart. So we have a lot of other stuff taken apart. I think I found a solution around it all. I'll show you what I've got. We got this whole side off, head, everything. Got it all torn down. So there's that flex pipe. That flex pipe is actually what's connected to the bolt that we're having trouble with. And that goes up underneath, I think to the bottom of the turbo or something. And there's a bolt in the back of that we can't get to. So I've taken everything else apart. Disconnected the turbo from the engine. I've disconnected the pipes and everything like that from the exhaust. And I'm pretty sure everything's loose. There's another little pipe down here, this one. That had to be taken off. Try to hopefully it just comes popping right off. Things are looking good so far. Okay, now let's go check it. Okay, it seems to be working. Got this thing all up in the air off the engine. I tried to block the pipes just so nothing would fall in there because that's like the oil return line, I think, for the turbo. But yeah, turbo, the head, manifold, and all these piping in the back that I couldn't get off. We'll show you that bolt, but essentially that bolt that I couldn't get to is in behind here, and this pipe blocks me from getting anything but a wrench on there. And the times I got my ratchet on, it just wouldn't work for me. So, the injectors is another thing I wanted to talk about. So, all the injectors, 2 on this side were fine, but they had, they must have installed, and these, this isn't just stuck like that. It's growing like that. So, this has been sitting like that for a long time. This one was okay, and this one was bad. Same for over here. This is the side we just pulled out. Look, they've been, all moved around. This one is all squished down in here. It's missing part of the seal there. Same over here, it's kind of rolled down. Same over here, rolled down, squished. So I think these probably weren't installed right, or I guess it could have happened when I was pulling out, but just by the way that it's see how it's shaped, and it's I'm not the one doing this. It's kind of just it has the shape itself. Which makes me think that these were never installed right. I do have kits. I've ordered rebuild kits for all these things. But there's also a diesel shop in town that actually a diesel fuel shop in town. It's a very small family-owned shop. But they test injectors, and it's 15 minutes from here, which nothing's 15 minutes from here. Alright, so we got the block and the turbo housing and everything all separated. Oh, I obviously tried to pull this pipe off first, so we got a little glare there, because the bolts are nice and accessible. But the one bolt that you have to use a wrench on would not come for me. It started like stripping, and there's not enough room to get a socket in between there. So I was able to pull off this lower one that goes to the pipe that we need. And that's the bolt right there. That's what's been giving me all these troubles. This could break for sure. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm under the fender here. This is in the realm of scope creep, and I know it's bound to happen. But I was just inspecting stuff here, seeing what I need to do before I pull the head apart there. And this has been eyeing me up while I've been trying to get all these pipes that are right here out. I've been like, that's kind of bad. But this is the most access I'm ever going to have to this. So I think maybe we chop this and we weld in a whole patch over top of this section here, because it's starting to rot through. But I think maybe we'll do another video repairing this. I guess maybe the same video I bought. I don't know if I mentioned this in the video, but this box here is a replacement fender for this side. I originally was going to tear the whole front clip off the car, like pull the fenders off just so I had access to everything in here. And when I went to do it, this was just so rotted already, that I was like, ooh, I don't know if that's going to work out. So I was looking around online, and I think I found I could get a brand new fender for $330 in Ontario. Oh. Down south, you probably don't have this. You're probably just like, yeah, well, I can go pick one up from the scrapyard, right? We don't have that in Ontario. We have Southern car sale shops. So what they'll do is they'll go get like parts from Southern cars in the States. They'll bring them up here and they'll just house them. So it'll be like good used parts. The good used parts are just as expensive as brand new parts. Now, they do have factory seam sealer, all that stuff. So we're going to have to make sure that we seal that up well. But it's wacky. I watch videos of people. There's this guy. If you've seen it, you've seen it. He's pretty good. I like it. He's building a Civic from the scrapyard and stuff. So everything's rotted here. Like anything cheap here is rotted. You're either going super, like one of these trucks without rot on it, man, people are like, I know what I got, $20,000. So I think in the condition that mine's in after I've done all this body work, fixed the stuff that was like iffy on it, I'm really happy with how this truck's coming out. But yeah, we're going to replace that fender. We'll patch in there. But here, you can see from above, bare block, almost, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting down there. But yeah, so we'll repair that, replace this fender, probably do a video. I would love to replace this one with it. This one's not good. It needs to be done. But I'm the opposite of made of money. This is bankrupting me here.
Oh my God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
But I already spent all the money to get the truck on the road. So we got to do this. Because I had already put all my money into this truck because my other truck blew up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna upgrade, and then, you know what I mean, I'll just save some money this winter. It's been a very expensive year. Had a lot of things go wrong. That's why I wasn't filming during the summer. Everything just kept breaking. I was pretty busy with work, and I just had no time to film videos, but I want to get back to it this winter. Okay, so back out in the garage. I think the last thing I showed, I was pulling the head out and we were going to tear it apart, but I got a phone call, and I was on it for about an hour and a half, so I pulled the whole head apart while I was on the phone call. Just down here. Everything good to go. We got one glow plug. I shut off the camera instead of flipping around, but we have one glow clip. Jesus Christ. We have one glow plug stuck in both the heads, so those are going to go to the machine shop. I've been thinking a little bit, so I've had about a week to process this, maybe a little bit more, because all summer I've had a broken molar. The thing's been cracked and all, like, it hurt every once in a while, but as soon as the weather got cold, holy crap, it was the most painful thing ever. It was just constant irritation. I couldn't even, like, I had to keep my mouth, like, shut while I was working, because any cold air was just, like, so much pain. So I got the tooth removed. It's pretty much mostly healed up. Talking a lot like this kind of hurts, so I'm trying to get these clips done, and then no more talking. I usually ramble forever, so. But, yeah. The next thing we're going to do, I think we talked about this. This bolt needs to come out. I was just going to pull it, put a new pin in, hope it's fine. I can't get that bolt to come because it's sheared, so it's just spinning in there. So I need to get the gun on it. My friend was going to lend me his stubby impact gun, but I just decided I'm going to pull the rad. So we're going to pull the rad, get that out of there. Try to just get everything out of here. The AC condenser, we'll just try to, like, bend it out of the way, like, take it out of the way. We'll get this bar out of the way. Because then we're going to pull the whole camshaft, because I'm going to take the camshaft to the machine shop, and we'll get it keyed instead of just putting another pin in, because those pins seem to shear all the time. And I'm doing all this work. I'd really rather that not happen a year or two down the road. God forbid a month, because that's my luck. So we're going to start trying to get this pulled apart here. It's not really that interesting, because I just need to figure out how all this comes apart, so I'm not going to film it. I'll check back in with you when we start getting stuff out. Okay, it's a few hours later. I got all this out of the way. It's pretty dinged up. It was already pretty dinged up pretty bad when I got the truck. I probably nicked it a few more times, let's be honest here. I wasn't necessarily being gentle. I was trying to be. But we got enough room to get access to this bolt. So we should be able to fit the impact gun back here with the attachment and the socket. So hopefully we can break that loose. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention is between my intercooler, I think that's what that is. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but between my rad and my intercooler, this cardboard was, like, blocking the entire bottom on the other side, obviously. But these two pieces of cardboard were there, blocking everything. I don't know if... I'm guessing that was put there when they were installing it, and then they went to just rip it out, and only half of it came out, and they didn't realize or something. But never had a heating problem or anything, so it's probably fine. But someone definitely forgot that in there when that had been worked on. Oh, alright. Got that out. I was definitely spinning the cam in there because it's sheared. I really hope that doesn't affect anything, but as far as I know, there's nothing I could do. Tried to look into it a little and I couldn't find anything, so fingers crossed that doesn't hurt anything. I feel like it doesn't, but you never know. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if you can see this. Right down there, that's the pin. The light is a little messed up. But yeah. So, look at that. That's the exploded pin. It is in tatters in my hand here. So I'll put that off to the side. Okay, I forgot to pull the lifters out and everything because I had I think you probably saw, but I had cloths over top of them, so I kind of forgot they were in there. So I went and pulled the lifters. Now the cam started to come out. We ran into a big issue here with the cam coming out. So I got it out of it this far, and the cam started locking up, like it wouldn't come out any farther. So I'm doing a little research. On gas cars, it would be that was because like the fuel pump rod is like blocking it. But this is a diesel, so that shouldn't be happening. This should be coming straight out. So I started inspecting down by the where the like lifters go in there, and I'll show you what I found. Okay, so if you see down in there, that's the cam bearing. It has, I'm assuming the cam bearing has seized to the cam. If you can see through that tiny hole there, it looks a bit scored up. For anyone who doesn't know, this engine now definitely needs to come out, and I need to tear this entire engine down.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
Wow. Annoying, because I was really trying to do this. I was trying to do all the work without... Ooh, almost fell off the truck. Ugh. I was trying to do all the work without having to really pull the whole engine, tear it down, everything. I was like, I'm going to do it all in the truck. It'll be a bit more work, but I really don't want to tear it out of this truck because that's a bit of a pain. I was trying to avoid buying an engine stand too, but this whole engine needs to come out. At least it's mostly torn down. There's probably only like the bolts holding into the transmission, the 2 engine mounts, a few hoses and some wires, and that's it. That's all that's left to disconnect. So a few hours of work and I should be able to get this whole block out. We can get it on a stand, but this whole thing needs to be torn apart completely now. So we're rebuilding the whole engine essentially. Okay, so we're back out in the shop. Christmas has gone by and my cousin was over. I talked to him, he's a diesel mechanic. And he said now that we spun a bearing and everything, I should just cut my losses and throw a second engine in this. Just get a engine from a scrapyard or a used vehicle. Throw it in it and just hope it lasts longer, keep maintenance up on it and stuff like that. Because when the bearing spun, the block is probably pretty damaged, so we're going to be into like thousands of extra dollars of machining and checking measurements and everything, and then there's a chance that that could just spin again unless we bore it out and go bigger and do a big expensive camshaft, bigger bearings, all that stuff. So I spent a little bit just unclipping the last bits of the electricity, drained the oil. I pulled the bolts for the trans, the top half. I still have to do the underside, and then we just have the engine mounts, and we're gonna pull this whole engine out. We'll strip it down. We'll all the parts that we don't need. I'll clean everything up, and we'll sell it all. Hopefully, just recoup some of the extra money. I don't know how much of it I'll be able to sell, but hopefully some of it at least. The stuff for the head gasket, I'm just gonna try to return what I can. I know some of it I'm not gonna be able to return. And then the new engine, we'll refresh that whole, like we'll do the pulleys and everything like that, because that should be easy to get to. Just simple stuff that we can get to. So we'll use majority of the parts that we got and hopefully sell the rest to recoup some of the cost. It is what it is. We're just going to try to find the best engine that I can. Hopefully low-ish kilometers. This thing was up over 430, I think. So if we can get something in the 200s or low 300s, I'd be happy. But yeah, so we got to see what happens there. But we're going to get this engine pulled out, and then we're going to call it for the end of this video now. It is what it is. I really love this truck, so I really want to get it back on the road. Sucks that this happened, but that's life. You did it. That was way better than the last time. Okay, it's maybe an hour and a bit later. I forgot to take out the bell housing bolts, so I had to put some of the trans bolts back in, then pull the starter, then do the bell housing bolts. So on this side over here, you can see, it's a hair dark. One sec, let me try to turn the flashlight on. There we go. Pulled the starter there. I just have it lifted up out of the way over here right now. And then we took all the bell housing bolts out from there. And then I got this separated. So now I'll set this up so you guys can watch. we got the engine out. I'm gonna go pick up an engine stand tomorrow so we can get this thing set up on an engine stand. I can tear the whole thing down. So I don't remember if I showed this or not, but when I was setting up the engine hoist, I accidentally hit that bucket of oil here I had with the back leg over there. You see how it's covered in oil? And it split a big hole in the bucket and dumped oil everywhere. So I got a little bit to clean up, but that's future Josh's problem. This Josh is hungry, so I'm going to get some food. Okay, made it back home with our victory McDonald's. So, gonna try to sneak a video game in before I call it and for the night and get back to it in the morning. But wish me luck finding a good engine, and hopefully it all goes back together, fingers crossed, nice and easy. That's it for this video. Like and subscribe. If you made it this far, I will be doing the spoiler video once this truck's back together. There's just a little bit more I needed to do, and I want to be all done this before I say that the spoilers are for sale, because I need to get this on the road. I really don't have a vehicle if it's below 0 because my car is horrible in the winter. So I need to get this thing done, and then I can feel comfortable saying that the spoilers will be for sale and I'll be able to fulfill orders and stuff like that. So, if anyone was wondering about that, yeah, that's where that is. If you see someone comment down below because I didn't mention it till the end of the video, just let them know. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you later.